Is this really what I want to do? Am I good enough to do it? Will people care enough to listen to my
You could
music?
have
The entire world believing in you, but it still won't be enough if you don't believe that you can achieve it.
तो गया संग लिया निंदिया और सारी ख्वाब.
Don't worry about that. Don't cry over stupid people who don't deserve anything. It's not scripted, guys.
It
None
is
of this is.
not.
Yeah, I don't know how this is happening.
So, hello everyone. Today I'm sitting down with someone whose music and voice literally sounds as if you're all cozied up and floating around in the clouds. From Tofa to Dor, her voice just effortlessly settles into our minds and it just stays forever. I'm really excited to be speaking to Drishika Kar today, and not just about her music, but also about her journey and what she's going to do in the future, and the little moments that shape her and her music as well. So, hi Drishika, I'm so glad that you're here.
Hi, thank you for having me. That was a lovely intro. Thank you so much.
So, first of all, I'd love to know about you, like
Mhm.
not just as a singer, but also as a person, like from where you are, what you're
Mhm.
currently doing, what new music that you might be preparing for, or
Mhm.
everything about you, and just let our audience know who we're talking to and reading about.
Yeah, sure. So I'll just introduce myself. Hi, everyone. I'm Darshika. I am an independent artist. I just started like last year in June. I released my very first single. I just graduated from college like last week. I feel very blanked out right now because my days have no structure. I don't know what to do in these 24 hours. I didn't realize college took up so much time. And I, of course, miss my friends. But at the same time, I'm really happy that I get to focus completely on my music now because that's what I've been wanting to do since so long. And I'm planning to pursue it full time. So, yeah, I'm from Bhubaneswar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question I'd really like to ask, if someone was discovering your music right now,
Mhm.
and like, what would you hope that they feel before they actually, think about it? Like the first instinctive feeling?
Mhm. Um, so I always say this one thing, and it's like I like literally copy paste it in all of my social media is I make music for people who feel very deeply because I feel it's not like talked about enough, especially from like a women, I would say, because there are so little women who are doing independent music and actually being able to reach to that many people, including myself at the moment. But I hope to reach there at some point. And it makes me really happy when I see like DMs and messages from people that this song reminded them of like a particular memory or situation in their life or a person that they used to date. And I remember receiving a message from this girl. It was a very like heartfelt message where she told me that she was going through a breakup and she heard Tofa and it comforted her. And her breakup, like just like 2 3 days after the breakup, she wrote me this message, and it was so heartfelt. I felt so emotional because these are songs that I write to comfort myself. I write it about like some are from personal experiences, others are from like observations from other people's life as well. But at the end of the day, it's something which is coming out of me. Like these are like my babies that I am making and I'm putting it out into the world. So to have that validation that people care that much to let me know that they not only like it but they also relate to it personally, and it means something in their world as well, it's really awesome to see. So I feel like I want to connect through my songwriting more than anything else, and just like share and let people know that they are not alone in these journeys. Like there are so many emotions that we go through. It's not just as extreme as love and heartbreak, which is something a lot of songs talk about. Most of the songs are songs about just love or just heartbreak, which is fine. Even I have written songs like that as well. But I wish to explore a lot more themes because there are so many like in between emotions that everyone goes through, but we don't address it enough, especially in music and in Indian music specifically. So I wish to let people know through my music that it's okay to feel like this, and it's okay to feel insecure. It's okay to feel have body image issues. It's okay to be in love and feel stupid about it. It's okay to have your heart broken and not know what you want to do in life. It's okay to feel all these things. It's very human to feel all these things.
Do
So
you remember the exact moment where you were like, "Ki, I want to make music. I want to make, this my career. I
yeah.
love singing or writing, songwriting or anything? Like,
Mm.
what was that particular moment or, I don't know, phase or,
Yeah. So I was not someone who used to sing since a very early age. Like I'm not a person who's like मैं 4 साल की उम्र से गाना गाती हूँ and I've been like practicing since so long and I'm like a child prodigy. So when people say that I'm gifted or I'm naturally talented, it makes me laugh because I'm really not. I used to be really bad at it and I just like taught myself how to sing. Writing is something which came very naturally to me because I was always good at writing in English or Hindi, so it came very naturally to me. And my inclination was mainly because of my dad because he's a really good singer, so I used to see him hum around the house like Kishore Kumar songs and like even old English classics. And my parents are like huge music lovers and they like brought me up with some amazing music, like both from the West and Indian music as well. So I grew up around music and I was always a music lover, but I never knew this is what I want to do until maybe I was 13 or 14 and I wrote my first song maybe when I was 11 or 12. But I had no intention of doing it like being a in this industry as such. I did it for myself. No one really knew that I write or sing. Like my friends were really shocked when they heard me sing. They were like, "You sing and you play." And songwriting, nobody knew that I used to write songs, not even my family. I used to just write it for myself because they were like deeply like very emo songs, very badly written lyrics about just things that I was going through. Very embarrassing. It's horrible. But I used to write it to like comfort myself. There was no other intention or to be validated through it or something. But I think it was in lockdown when I heard like a lot of people say that, oh, your voice is so nice and you write so well, like from my friends. And there was a point in time where I was not going, like I was going through a lot of things and I felt that music was the only thing which was keeping me sane at that point. And it still is. Like I'm a kind of person who doesn't like follow routine too much. I have to do something different every single day. But music is something which is constant. No matter how sad I feel, or angry I feel, or frustrated I feel, or no matter how busy I am, I have to at least dedicate like few hours of the day to music, or else I will go insane. Like I will go mentally completely insane. So I think I realized that like maybe 6 7 years ago, but I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my family or my friends because I was really like scared to be judged, or what if they don't support me in this? I don't know what I will do. So it was like kind of figuring out for myself, is this really what I want to do? Am I good enough to do it? Will people care enough to listen to my music? But then I had a conversation with my parents and they were totally chill about it. They're like, why didn't you tell us before? You could have easily talked to us. We are so chill with you. So I'm very grateful to have such a wonderful support system. Like my friends and my family have been very supportive, and I couldn't have done it without them, honestly. And they supported me. They're like, yeah, just do it. There's nothing wrong with it, but just like put your entire heart and soul into it. Work really hard because you have to in this industry. Like there's so many people out there to stand out. It's really difficult to stand out for sure. But yeah, just persevere and just work hard and yeah.
honestly, to have a support system is such a necessity because
Mhm.
as much as everyone says that we will do it even if we do it alone, but at one time it's like you are alone, so it gets tough sometimes. But
Absolutely.
growing your music platforms to thousands and of audience and listeners, I watched a few of your YouTube videos yesterday. Your I think so Do Kadam music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so I've watched it 3 to 4 times already because how soft and just quiet and it just looks like that actually.
Thank
So
you.
like what I want to ask is what is that one milestone that till now you're extremely proud of? Something that like you said, a message received from someone that they relate
Mm.
to you, or probably some numbers, or just anything that you absolutely loved till now.
Yeah, I think just honestly just starting out because that's the toughest thing to do. To have that courage and it takes a lot of belief in yourself to put yourself out there for other people to judge you and criticize you because you are signing up to that in one way. You are like, this is me, this is like what I am, and you can choose to like it and not like it. So that's an extremely brave thing to do. And I'm honestly, that's one thing I'm really proud of, that like I never thought I would put my first song out at the age of 20 while in my final year of college, and there's so many exams and assignments, and I managed to drop an EP. Like, I am very proud of it. I did not meet my friends, I did not go to any parties, I missed so many college events and fests and concerts because of it, and everything willingly. No one forced me to not do these things. And my, like, I was sick and I used to go to studio while I'm being sick. I recorded so many music videos while having like excruciatingly painful cramps. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's so many things that goes through behind that, but everything I did it because I love, genuinely love to put out my music. And it never felt like I'm working, or it never felt like hard work, because that's something I always do. Like, I do love music, and nobody had to force me to go into it. Like, I chose this and I would choose it every single day for the rest of my life. So I think just starting out, just putting out my first song without any fear of if people will like it or not like it, because yes, that is one fear which persistently crosses your mind. But I think it, like, it depends on what your intention is, honestly, like how you start out, basically, like with what intention are you becoming a musician. If it's just for the fame and money, it's gonna take a lot of time to earn in this
Yes.
industry, and even to gain fame. I am extremely, as I said, very lucky, because this is one thing you can't control. Of course, you can put a lot of hard work, you can put yourself out there, but at the end of the day, but you can't control the algorithm. You can't, there are
Yes.
so many things which are not in your control. So I am very grateful that I have so many people watching, even at such an early stage in my career. But I think showing up every single day and not giving up, that's what I'm proud of.
Trust me, I am also proud of you for this, actually.
Thank you.
I would actually love to ask you about your music making process, because I think so. I saw in your YouTube description that you were the I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce
It's
it.
okay. That's completely okay.
Like, you wrote your own lyrics, you
Yeah.
sang, and you, I think so, produced also.
I composed it, but
Yeah.
I took help with production. Yeah.
But I was like, wow, this girl is doing everything out there. So
Thank
I
you.
just want to know, like, while you're writing or while you're recording, like, what is your process, or something like what a day typically while you record, while you have your lyrics out, and after, you do the singing, record the singing, then you shoot the music video. It's a long process, honestly.
A very long process.
Exactly.
Of
Just
course.
speaking about it feels so
Yeah.
long, so I know how much it must feel like. So
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, what exactly is the process?
Oh, the entire process of it. Okay.
Entire, as in, like,
Yeah,
someone who is
it's
not,
a very long process. Yeah. Um, like, just in, like, in short, if you want to know, I started my first song in January and I released it in June.
Oh,
So yeah, but that's only because I was not letting anyone like sit idle. I literally troubled my producer and the cinematographer. Like, I want this done, I want this done. Is it done? Is the edit done? So maybe, so this is actually faster. It takes a lot more time than that too. But the, yeah, process, I would say writing the songs is like, is not the one which takes the most amount of time for me. That's something which writes itself. You can't really force songwriting. I don't
yes.
even know how to explain how to write songs, because it just happens. Like, the songs just write itself. The moment you force it, it's horrible. Like, the lyrics and the composition, it just sounds horrendous. So I think it just, you have to wait for it to write itself. So you have to be very patient with it, and you have to know when it's, the creativity is kind of like boiling inside of you. So you have to just sit by the instrument to play something. But yeah, being patient with it as well. But that's not what takes time. I usually write songs in like few days, maybe some songs in few hours, depending on the structure of the song. But yeah, getting it produced, I like, for my first EP, the producer was Dargish Khote, who's a Bombay producer, um, Mumbai-based producer, and he was amazing. Like, he reached out to me via DMs because he liked my work, and I had received like DMs like that before, but none of them were like, I did not think any of them were legit, because they did not have any profile picture and stuff. So I was like, I'm not sure if they're being legit. But this one actually had like an entire portfolio of their work, and I really loved his work. I thought it's something which clicked with me. and I sent him few of my songs, and he really liked Loves. And Loves was not fully written when I sent him that song. It was like just a pre-chorus and chorus. I don't finish a lot of my songs because at that I do now, but I didn't then because I was like, what's the point? It's never gonna come out, so what's the point of finishing it? So he just heard like a 30-second version of it, but he liked it, and then he sent me like a demo produced version of it, and I really liked it. So I completed the song in like few days, sent him back, and the production takes a lot of time because it has to match your taste, especially because we're doing it online, like just via Zoom and phone calls. So it takes a while to get it right, and then getting the song mixed and mastered after you record it in studio. The studio also doesn't take a while. It takes like a day, like an entire day or two, maybe few hours. Of course, 4 5 hours it does take. Depends on the song. Um, and the music video of it is something I was the most nervous for the music video because for Loves we had to shoot in public locations, and a lot of the locations were in a park, and we shot there on a Sunday, so it was like filled with people who were watching. And but it was really interesting because everyone was shooting reels or doing something there, but still, and there was like an auto scene in it which I had to like shoot 5 times. So like there were people who saw me like move out of the auto 5 times and come back 5 times. They were really confused what's going on. So that was a little embarrassing. So just to get used to that, it took some time. And then after, like, there was a point in the music video I realized I don't think anyone really cares. Everyone is so busy in their lives. Even if they care, they'll just care for like 5 seconds and then they'll move on with something else, which is more interesting. So it doesn't really matter. But it was really worth the effort. Like, I'm really happy with how everything came out. Yeah.
I have to watch each and every video now. I know what I'm doing after this interview. Also, I think so you mentioned playing on instruments. Like,
Yeah.
which instruments do you play?
So I've been playing guitar since I was maybe in seventh. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm teaching myself how to play keyboard because that was my birthday present, like 21st birthday present. It was very calculated birthday present. Like, it was not a surprise. I told them that I want this particular model of keyboard since like 2 years. So it was not a surprise. I had to act surprised. Wow. But I wanted a keyboard so that I can write songs in it as well, maybe like ballads. And like, I've been always very fascinated with piano. Can't really have a piano in my room because there's no space in it. So I was like, just a keyboard would do, please. And then I got it because my parents are the best, so they gave me one. So I'm teaching myself how to play at the moment.
I think it's a repetitive question, but I'd still like to confirm it.
Yeah.
When you're writing your lyrics, do you like edit, your voice a lot, or you just leave it like that?
That's a good question. It's not repetitive. It's a good question, I would say. I don't like my voice too processed. Maybe because I'm not used to hearing my voice too processed. Like, even if you see my covers, I don't know how to use a pitch corrector because you have to know how to use it properly. That's what I would say. Like, I'm not a person who will say, oh, auto tune is very bad, because every song requires it, because every music is electronically processed. So if you don't use it, it will sound very bad. Like, even the greatest of singers use it. It's used in every single song. And I really want people to understand that, because everyone bashes auto tune as if it's such a big deal. It's really not, but it's knowing how much to use it. And the moment you think it's an alternative for practicing, that's the problem. I think it's not an alternative to practicing. You have to still keep practicing and making your vocals as best as you could. So what I do is I practice my songs. Like, if I know that I have to go to the studio this day, I will practice like 10 days prior to it. Even if it's my song, I will listen to the demo of it. I will practice every single line, to get it as perfect as I can. You cannot be 100% perfect, but the track is 100% perfect because it is electronically processed. So to have that perfection in the vocals, you have to fine tune some of the parts in it, right? Now, I don't know how to produce and mix that well. Like, I know very basic things. So I'm not used to hearing my voice very processed. Even if you see my covers or anything on my Instagram, everything is very raw. Like, I just sing into the camera. So when I heard the first mix of Loves, I was like, this is not going to happen for me because this is sounding too processed. And my vocals Raw was sounding really nice to me because I was really prepared. I'm always really prepared when I'm going to the studio. Even if it takes time, I know that I have to sing it at least 95 to 99% perfect as I could. Of course, I'm human, I can't sing it perfectly, even if it's my song. So it, of course, everything is fine tuned. Some tune you will go here, like it will go haywire, because if you're singing with emotions, you cannot be technically perfect. Your pitch will somewhere be inaccurate, so you have to fine tune it very minimally. So I don't like heavy processed voice. Like I don't like it how it sounds with my voice. So most of the songs which you hear on Spotify, which I have sung, is very raw, like just basic reverb and echo and equalizer, very basic things which you have to do for it to sound good. But I don't like it when it's too processed, I would say.
I actually did not know that it's like that. And
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
I just want, like the demo that you said, is it like sung by you or someone else?
No, no, I sing it only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is a bit like on the emotional side, the next question.
Oh no.
Uh, do you ever feel like music is a way to complete things that you couldn't say or do, like in real life? So,
Hmm.
like if it is true, like what is that one particular song that you've written or sung till now that you just hold a bit more close to your heart than the others? I know it's equally close, but there
Yeah,
is obviously one.
yeah, for sure. It's a good question. It's a tricky one.
It is.
Yeah. So a lot of songs are from personal experience, but maybe not every song is like I don't relate to it romantically. I like to keep my songs very open-ended, because a lot of people, when they hear songs like Tofa, maybe your first impression is, oh, it's a love song. But I've heard people say that they think of their friends or their family when they hear it as well, which is the same
Oh.
with me. Like I created this entire edit of all of my loved ones when I listen to that song, because you can be grateful for anyone. There is so many types of love in your life. It's just not romantic, right? So I like to keep my songs very broad like that. Like I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I think of my love for my friends which I can't express, and Loves did that for me, which is really sweet to me. So to answer your question, I'm diverting. I think Door was very difficult to put out, which is the title track, because yeah, it's kind of like an ode to a lot of people who were once very close to me, and they are not anymore. Because it does sound, again, sounds like a breakup song, which it kind of is in the context of the EP, but it can be more than that. I wrote it with a different intention, because again, as I said, I don't believe that romantic love is the only love out there. There is so many different kinds of love, like your love for your friends, your love for your pets or your family, your love for yourself or for your passions. There's so many kinds of love out there. And like it's a song about grief and loss, which is something everyone has experienced at some point. Um, so putting it out felt very difficult, because it's a very sad song, and just to sing that song in studio in front of my dad, and to
Ooh.
just make my mom listen to it, and but they're so sweet to not question why did you write such a sad song, and who did you write it about. uh, because I'm sure even they relate to it. I mean, when you listen to songs like that, everyone has that one person that pops into their head, because it's a song about grief, it's a song about loss, and like knowing that, oh, I did everything I could, but it was still not enough, which is something we all have felt every time in our life. But it felt important to put it out, as I said, because I want my music to reach to people who don't have words to say. So even when I fall short of words to express my emotions to other people, I say it through songs, so that they, like, other people can find company in them. So it felt important to put that out.
Well, actually, I was, like just going to ask, like, after this question as to what, like initiated the name of the door, like the EP name door. And now I'm like, okay, I know the answer now. So, like currently, what are you moving towards, like as maybe as a career or like as a person yourself
Mhm.
in the future?
Yeah, so as I said, like I'm planning to take this full time. I'm like going all in. and giving it everything I have, to be honest. And there are a lot of songs which are coming up very soon. I'm working on one at the moment, so stay
Oh,
tuned. Yeah,
want to ask, have you like taken proper, like, any classes for music ever?
I am. I'm going to give my second year of second year of Hindustani classical exam in like 3 days.
Oh, oh, all
Yeah.
the before I move to the other questions, is it possible that
Mhm.
I can hear a small chorus, a line of Dor from you right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
तू गया संग लिया निंदिया और सारी ख्वाब ऐसी भी मेरी क्या खता जाते जाते ये बता कैसे रुक कैसी सजा दौर ने कैसा मोड़ बदला yeah.
Wow. I'm so sorry. I'm so fascinated. Your voice is amazing, trust
Thank you so
me.
much.
So, one artist that you're currently obsessed with, be it Hollywood, Bollywood, or like
Mm.
any country.
Currently, like not like
Yeah.
all time, right?
All time currently, anything I'm fine
Anything.
with.
Okay. So I'm like the biggest Taylor Swift fan out there. Like
Oh.
she was the reason I picked up that guitar. Not because she's the greatest guitarist out there. That's not what I'm saying. But I was 10 years old and I saw this girl who had curls and she looked like a Barbie and she had this silver sparkling guitar with her name engraved on the fretboard. And I was like, I want to be that girl. And there's like literally a wall in my room which is completely dedicated to her. I have like
Wow.
25 posters. So I'm like a huge Swiftie. I won't talk about it because then this interview will be just that. But yeah, she like everything, like her songwriting, her stage presence, her ability to take criticism, like that amount of
Yeah.
criticism. Like she's a queen, man.
I honestly, what is your favorite song from her?
That's
That's
uh,
tough, I know.
that's not a good question. I'm sorry. With all due respect, that's an impossible question to answer. Oh my god. I love
What's what's
hmm.
like one Taylor Swift song that you like just listen to? Probably today, tomorrow, or
I've been having a moment with the Tortured Poets Department, that album, because it
oh,
just turned 2 years old. So I've been listening to Chloe or Sam or Sophia Marcus and Guilty as Sin a lot.
oh.
Both of them being very depressive songs. So
It helps in the music writing.
yeah, it does.
And any Indian artist that you're currently obsessed with or like very much?
Yeah, there are many, man. I love Mohit Chauhan because I learned like few years back that he did not learn music at all. He didn't take
Oh,
any professional training, which does make sense because it's a thing with musicians. You can tell if someone has learned or not, because if someone has a very distinct style of singing, it's most probable that they have maybe not taken lessons very early age, because then your style of singing gets
yeah,
very like the very
common
classical
type.
kind, very common type, so, and it gets very difficult to move out from that as well. I love Mohit Chauhan's voice. I love KK, really love KK. And female, I love Sunidhi Chauhan so much.
Did you go to her concert by any
No,
chance?
I'm really sad about it. I'm so sad about it, but
Same.
she's so cool. She was also probably one of the first like artists I listened to as a kid, and I was so fascinated by her voice because it was just so different for a female back then. So I
It
loved,
was.
yeah,
Any favorite song currently, Hindi, Indian, Bollywood?
Indian. Um, hmm. These are really difficult questions. I listen to like music like the whole day. I can check and let you know. Wait, this
I
is
know
an
it's very
impossible
tough.
question to answer. I've been listening to Ishq Bulawa a lot recently.
You
Yeah.
won't believe it. I just listened to it on YouTube.
Oh my God. Beheka also. I've been having a moment with that. I like to
Beheka.
pretend. Yeah. Beheka, main Beheka, that one. A.R. Rahman.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
know.
I like to pretend like I'm the main character when I'm listening to that. So that's like a self-indulgent kind of song.
All I think so. A lot of Bollywood songs are like the
I
old
like that.
Bollywood songs.
Yeah, not the name.
Yeah.
I won't talk about that.
So, The next question is a staple question we really like to ask all our interviewees. What's that one beverage that, it's except from water and obviously, like just something that you're like, I need it today. I mean, it's okay if you don't say chai. We will
I was
not,
just about to ask that.
we
Do I
will
have
not
to say chai?
be, we love coffee also. That's okay.
Yeah, I am a coffee person, so I
Oh,
need two coffees or I will get very angry and cranky throughout the day. And yeah, I
any
need
specific coffee?
only the coffee that I make because I think I make the best
Oh.
coffee. So yeah, the hot coffee specifically. Now I love hot coffee more than iced coffee.
That's actually rare to hear, not going to
I
lie.
know, especially for Gen Zs because everyone loves iced coffees. I do love me some iced coffees once in a while, but even in summer, you will find me drinking hot coffee a lot more. I love hot
That's
coffee.
an Indian trait, honestly.
Yeah,
Truly.
you need something to wake you up in the morning. It's not gonna happen
If
within
you could
itself.
give one message to anyone whose dream, like feels paused or just, delayed, or like if they feel that their dreams are not enough, not, the conventional type, like what would you like to tell them?
I will tell them that do not let anyone, not a single soul in the world, tell you that your dream is too unrealistic to achieve. Because if the people who are actually the greats or they are millionaires and they are very successful in their field thought that they wouldn't be up there, it's because they believed in that unrealistic dreams and they worked towards it. You could have the entire world believing in you, but it still won't be enough if you don't believe that you can achieve it. So I would say just keep going at it, but please take care of yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Take care of your physical health, of your mental health. That's really important. Be happy with what you're doing. That's really important. Don't do it for the sake of fame and money because those things will like worn out after a certain point. You will, oh, I want to reach this amount of followers, and then you will reach that amount of followers and you won't be satisfied if you're not really happy with what you're creating. So be really happy and believe in yourself. I think anyone can achieve anything they put their mind into. I genuinely do. If you work hard towards it and if you just persistently go at it, if you don't give up a single day, no matter how demotivated you feel, because we all feel demotivated, but that's not a sign to stop. You have to
Yes.
keep going. So if you keep going, you will, I promise you will reach there.
The last but not the least question. In your whole journey till now, if you look back, what do you wish to tell your younger self? Like, how do you feel seeing yourself achieve something that maybe you might have thought in the beginning when you were starting, when you were probably releasing your first song? Like, what's that one message you tell your younger self?
Hmm. That makes me really emotional because I just made like a post about this.
Oh,
Yeah, because we have this telepathy thing going on in our entire interview.
honestly, yeah.
Yeah, what is this? It's not scripted, guys.
It
None
is
of this is
not.
scripted. Yeah, I don't know how this is happening. I will honestly, I'll just say one thing that you are good enough the way you are. I grew up as an insecure child about every single thing. I was very insecure. I was very self critical, very doubtful of who I was, what I was doing, because I had people around me telling that you're not good enough, and I believed them. There are people who will always tell you that. You just have to know yourself to the point where you know what you are and you don't care about what other people say. But then I was a child, so that was a little unconventional. If a child is hearing all these things, they will believe it. um, but yeah, I'll just say that you are amazing, you're beautiful, you are good enough, and you're gonna do so well in your life and you'll be happy. Don't worry about that. Don't cry over stupid people who don't deserve anything.
Honestly, as much as yourself, even I needed to hear that. Trust
Yeah.
me. But no, oh my God, that was the last question.
Oh, even I'm really sad. This is so fun.
This was actually I was like, I don't know if I want to include like 50 questions at one go and just bombard you with each and every question in this whole world. So I was like, okay, let's keep it short, like, and ensure that almost all the aspects are covered here.
Mhm.
Let's see. I think so. I'm going to see more music from you. I heard you say that you're going to release one. You were working on one right now.
Very, very, very soon. Yeah.
A small sneak peek.
It's the only sneak peek. Only thing I can reveal is it's an English song.
Oh,
It's my first English release, yes. And it's actually up on my reel also. So if you're a good stalker, which all of us girls are,
yeah.
you can find it. It's really not that difficult.
I will now. I know. I just know exactly what I'm going to do after this interview. I loved having you here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.